The Lost Egg. This is a beautiful story written by Judy McQueen, and this is illustrated. All the illustrations are by Dick Ring. Okay, so the story Lost and Found is based on this famous children's story. Let us see the main characters of the story. Yes, just see Ollie Owl, Mandy Mole, Tammy Toad, Barry Badger, Arma Eagle. So these are the characters of the story Lost and Found. Repeat once again, okay? Ollie Owl, Mandy Mole, Tammy Toad, Barry Badger, Arma Eagle. Now let us move on to the story Lost and Found. It's a very interesting story. Okay, this is an animal story because all the characters are animals. All the characters are animals. So let us listen. Ollie Owl had just woken up from his nap. Thump! Oh, what's that? So as Ollie Owl is just getting up, okay, from his sleep. Nap means sleep. Ollie Owl could hear a huge sound, something like falling down, and is getting curious to know what is it. And Ollie Owl just flying towards where Ollie Owl could hear the sound. And Ollie Owl finds an egg on the ground. Egg on the ground. Just then, Mandy Mole peeped from his burrow. And Ollie Owl just asked him, "Whose egg is this?" Then Mandy Mole said, "Maybe it is mine." Then Ollie Owl continued, "Silly Mandy, moles don't lay eggs." Then Mandy said, "Oh, you are right, Ollie. So I suppose it cannot be my egg." So Ollie is very curious to find from where this egg has come. And Ollie is trying to find. That is the reason Ollie is asking Mandy Mole. Soon Tammy Toad heard Ollie's question from her rock in the pond and hopped over. So Tammy Toad, she is inside the pond sitting on a rock. From there, she could hear Ollie Owl speaking to somebody. So Ollie Owl was talking to Mandy Mole. So after listening to the conversation, Tammy Toad is also coming there. So Ollie Owl continued with her question, "Whose egg is this?" "Who?" Then Tammy Toad said, "Toads lay eggs. This egg could belong to me." So she says that it could be hers, Tammy Toad. Then Ollie again correcting there, okay? Correction is given there. "Tammy, it is true that toads lay eggs, but this is not your egg. Toad eggs are tiny. This egg is large. It is not your egg." So Ollie Owl is giving the correction. Ollie Owl says that it is true. What you said is true. Toads lay eggs. But toad egg is tiny. It's so small. And you see, this is a large egg lying just in front of you on the ground. Okay, so it is not your egg. Ollie Owl continued. By listening to this, Tammy also agreed. "You are right as usual, Ollie. this is not my egg. So she also agreed. Tammy Toad also agreed that the egg is not belongs to Tammy Toad. Next, who is coming here, Barry Badger. Barry Badger was wandering through the forest. Badger is a small animal with gray and white fur. Okay, it stays awake during the night. That means that is the hunting time for them. And during the day, it will be hiding somewhere, taking rest. So here, the Barry Badger was wandering. Wandering means just moving up and down, just walking around, just wandering through the forest. He was looking for eggs. He was hungry. And by seeing the egg, Barry Badger said, I love eggs. I was looking for dinner. This is my egg, and I'm going to eat it right now. So something is going to happen here, because Barry Badger claims that this egg belongs to him, and he is going to eat it as well. Soon, the group of animals screamed out, "No, this is not your egg!" All the animals together, Ollie Owl, Tammy Toad, and Mandy Mole together, they just screamed out. Suddenly, there came from the egg a tapping sound, and a tiny crack appeared. As they started shouting, something happened to the egg. They could hear a tapping sound, as if someone is knocking, a tapping sound. And a tiny crack appeared. The shell of the egg began to open. The animals were frightened and slowly backed away. Even Barry was a little afraid of the strange sound. The tapping continued. The crack began to get bigger. As the animals saw the change, that something is happening to the egg, they just moved a little back from where they were standing. And they just stood there to watch. And they could find the tapping sound. It is getting more and more. And the cracks on the shell, that too is getting bigger and bigger. The crack began to get bigger. I think you are right, Ollie. The eggs I like do not make any sound. By seeing this, Barry Badger is too getting a bit afraid. And he says, I think, Barry Badger says that he also feel that, Ollie Owl, you are right. Because the eggs I like do not make any sound. So obviously this is not mine. Barry Badger also agreed. At once, the animals heard a loud swish from above. That is, the swish means the sound that is made by the wind. Okay, when the wind is blowing and something is just falling down, no? It is cutting through the air. That is the sound, swish. All at once, the animals heard a loud swish from above. And when they looked, it was Arma Eagle. She looked at the animals with her sharp and bright eyes. As we know, the eagles, they have got very sharp eyes. They even can see from far away. Okay, though they are just flying around the sky, they can just look at some tiny animals, even a rat or rabbit. Okay, that is why they go for their prey. Then Arma Eagle said, "Don't touch that egg. This is my egg." A big wind came along and blew my egg right out of my nest. I was flying high above looking for it. So now Ollie Owl's question is answered by Arma Eagle. So Arma Eagle was flying everywhere looking for this egg, and it came to the ground. How it came? A big wind came along and blew the egg right out of her nest. So, Arma Eagle, was searching for the egg, and now Arma Eagle spotted the egg right now. Arma Eagle is so happy that she could find her egg. The tapping became louder and louder. All at once, the egg popped open and a baby eagle rolled out. And Arma Eagle, very happily, she said, "My baby." All of the animals were happy that the mother and the baby had found each other. Arma was now worried. "I must get my baby back to my nest, but I don't know how. I can't fly and carry my baby at the same time." So, by seeing the baby, by getting the egg and getting the baby back to her, she is so happy. But at the same time, Arma Eagle is so sad and worried about a thing, because the baby is not safe now. She has to reach the baby to her nest. So, what is the problem here? Arma Eagle cannot fly by carrying her baby at the same time. So, Arma Eagle just put forwarded her worries about it to all the animals there. Then Ollie Owl came with an idea. "I have an idea. I will hold the baby and climb onto your back. Then you can fly to your nest." So what a brilliant idea given by Ollie Owl. Ollie Owl agrees that she will carry Arma's baby eagle, and she will sit on her back, and Arma can fly to her nest. By listening to this, Arma is so happy, and Arma says, "Excellent idea, Ollie, excellent idea." Arma flapped her large, strong wings and soared high up into the trees of the forest. So, without wasting much of time, Arma just flew away carrying Ollie Owl, and Ollie Owl is holding baby eagle. Okay, so Arma flapped her large, strong wings and soared high, flew high up into the trees of the forest. And Arma said, "Here we go," so that Ollie Owl could balance and sit properly. All the animals very happily said, "Goodbye, baby eagle, goodbye." So, this is the story.